Good morning and welcome to this week's video. I am so excited that you are joining me today. Today we are visiting one of my favorite local waterfalls in North Carolina, and that is the Lower Cascade Falls here at Hanging Rock State Park. So what I thought I would do for this week's video is just slightly something a little bit different, and that is I'm going to talk about the KASE filters that I purchased back in February and kind of give you an overview about these filters and why I chose these particular filters, because there's lots of filters that are out there on the market, and so I thought I would give you an overview of why I chose these particular filters. In addition to the filters, we're going to be photographing a waterfall, and so I'll talk about shutter speed and we'll kind of go through some real life examples with the different filters that came with the set that I bought. So anyways, let's just continue on down these steps to get to the waterfall and get some photography going. So the first filter that I have on my camera is the polarizing filter. The one gripe I do have about the polarizing filter is it's not a variable polarizing filter, so it is what it is with this particular filter set. It is about equivalent to a one-stop neutral density filter in how much light it blocks. So right now with this particular filter, with the polarizing filter on my camera, my settings are ISO 100, f8 is my aperture, and then I'm 1/4 of a second. And so I'm focusing on the rocks. Since they are in the foreground, I want to make sure those are nice and sharp, and then just kind of leading off into the waterfall. And so I will snap a couple photos with this particular filter, and then we'll kind of swap to the 3-stop neutral density filter, and then the 6-stop, and then the 10-stop, so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I will also shoot some video with those filters on here, so that way you can also see those filters through what they look like real time. Okay, so I have now put on the 3-stop neutral density filter, and it definitely darkens up the whole screen just a little bit more. And so my settings with the exact same frame, the settings now for my camera, the ISO is still 100, aperture is still f8, but now I'm at a 1-second shutter speed. And obviously the 1-second shutter speed is smoothing out the water a little bit more. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to swap and go to the 6-stop neutral density filter. All right, so with the 6-stop neutral density filter, keeping the ISO still at 100, aperture still at f8, I'm now to an 8-second shutter speed with using the 6-stop neutral density filter. Alright, so I have put the 10-stop neutral density filter now on the lens, and definitely slowing down that shutter speed quite a bit. So right now the shutter speed, I took 2 photos. I took one with a 15-second shutter speed and one with a 20-second shutter speed. I did have to bump the ISO up to 200 because it was so dark. The 100, it was like wanting me to go a little bit beyond the 30-second shutter speed, and I do not have a release cable with me to take a longer shutter speed than a 30-second. Alright, so we did some photography, the sun's out a little bit higher and stuff, so I thought this would be the perfect time to kind of sit down and talk a little bit more about the KASE filters. I wanted to get the photography out of the way, mainly because people would start showing up as soon as it starts to get a little bit warmer. So I wanted to get my photography out of the way first, and then kind of talk a little bit more about the KASE filters. And so with the KASE filter kit that I got, it came in this nice, very lovely little leather pouch with this nice little clippy right here, so you can attach it to whether it's a camera strap or your camera bag. A nice little magnetic top, but it's a nice case, and inside the case it has, I'm able to fit the 4 filters that it came with, which was the circular polarizing filter, the 3-stop neutral density filter, the 6-stop neutral density filter, and then the 10-stop neutral density filter. In addition to the kit that I purchased, it also came with the lens cap, a magnetic lens cap that you can put on top of the filters, so that way you can still put a lens cap on with the filter. And then I purchased 2 step-up rings. Like I said earlier, I have the 72 to 82 step-up ring, magnetic adapter ring, and then also the 77 to 82 step-up ring for my 70 to 200 millimeter lens. And so this is like the only thing that you thread on is the step-up ring or the adapter ring, and you just screw it on like you do any other filter. The game changer comes when you're adding the filters. And so the main reason I chose these filters, the KASE filters, over the Nisi filters, which I looked at, I explored, I debated back and forth between the two types of lens filters, and I landed on the KASE filters because of the simplicity of going just like that to put on a filter. Nice, simple, magnetic filter. That is why. That's the main reason right here, is because I could just go like that with a magnetic filter. Now, if I want to add a second filter on top of the circular polarizing filter that's currently on here, all I have to do, nice, simple, magnetic step. And so why I wanted the simplicity, whenever I'm looking at any type of camera equipment to buy, my main focus is on how I personally will use that particular camera accessory or camera equipment. For me, when I'm out in the field, I like things to be simple. I like to not have to sit there and think about, okay, I gotta screw this, and then now I gotta be really careful about putting this filter on, like with the square system. I just felt like this fit my photography style the best, and that's ultimately why I landed on the filters, the KASE filters, is because the simplicity of stacking filters, switching out the filters, it fit my photography style. And then so why don't I just put on the lens cap so you can see it all together. So here is the KASE filter lens cap. It's also magnetic. It just fits nicely right on there. No problems, no issues. It stays nicely on there. And then when I'm ready to photograph, I can. And so, yeah. So I think that's kind of really it about the filters. I really like it. The lens cap is a really nice little lens cap. It actually has like a little bit of felt. The whole filter kit also came with a nice little microfiber cloth with a little case for the microfiber cloth, which is really nice to kind of help keep some of that hair out off of it and stuff while you're storing it. But ultimately, when it comes to picking out equipment, any type of camera accessory, whether it's the Peak Design photo clip that I purchased actually at the exact same time that I got the filters, it's just the simplicity. I just want things to be simple, and that is why I ultimately chose the KASE filters. I really love them. I haven't really seen much in the way of discoloration or vignetting on the edges and stuff, but also I have an 82 millimeter filter on a 72 millimeter thread on my 24 to 70, so wouldn't expect vignetting to be a problem with this. So anyways, I hope that you kind of found this video useful and helpful. If you're out in the market looking for some new filters, I would recommend the KASE filters. I really like them. I will link in the description below these particular filters that I purchased from B&H Photo. And yeah, I hope you liked it, and I hope you like the photos that I took of this waterfall. I have photographed it many times, and so I always love it when I find maybe a new, woo, almost fell off the tree that I'm sitting on. I always like it when I can find like a new angle or a new composition, I mean, with this particular waterfall. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video and the photos that I took, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends and family. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I hope that you do so you can continue to come along on my photography adventures. And you guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.